with CBS 8.
The debate over privacy versus public safety, that's taking center stage in the South Bay. Thanks for joining us at 6 a.m. I'm Chris Groh, in for Eric Connor.
And I'm Neda Irampur. So glad you're here with us this morning. So our top story now, it centers around the Chula Vista Police Department's drone program. Today, you can make your voices heard. CBS 8's Dana Marie McNichol joining us live in Chula Vista to explain people's response to this drone program. Good morning, Dana Marie.
Good morning, Chris and Neda. That's right. I'm here at the Chula Vista Police Department, the center of this conversation. People here in the community value their privacy, as so many do. They're worried about the drone program becoming a tool to spy. But the police department says, hey, we just want to be really transparent and let you know what we're doing is not used for those types of things. That's why they have an opportunity to you to voice your concerns or comments at a meeting today and tomorrow.
To an extent, it is necessary, but the drones, it depends on how they manage it. Go through people's backyards and stuff like that, then I think that's an invasion of privacy.
Now, since 2018, the Chula Vista Police Department has used drones providing eyes in the sky for officers on the ground. While it's meant to provide safety, it's also causing privacy concerns. The Chula Vista Police Department drone program was actually the first in the country to receive FAA approval, allowing police to look at anything from above that is outside of their line of sight. Now, you can see some of the drone flight data online, but those fears are still high here in Chula Vista, and that's why they put together a task force, a diverse group of 12 people, including retired law enforcement officers and business representatives, to set some boundaries from a community standpoint. That task force will present an initial policy recommendation to City Council towards the end of this year. Then the City Council must vote on it, and if they do adopt it, they will draft a new policy with rules and regulations, with hopes that both police and people living in Chula Vista can feel more safe. So here are the two ways for your voices to be heard today at 6:30 from 7:30 p.m. at the South Chula Vista Branch Library. And then on Thursday, tomorrow, from 6 to 7:30 p.m., another opportunity held at the Otay Ranch Branch Library. Opportunities to talk about drones, traffic signal, cameras, public Wi-Fi, and other technologies. So, of course, CBS8.com has the lists of those meetings and the address. If you're here in Chula Vista, have concerns of your privacy and about what they're doing with their drone program, this is a great way to learn more about it. I'm Dana Marie McNichol, coming to you live from Chula Vista Police Department.
Thank you, Dana Marie. And new this morning, at least 5 people are dead after a strong earthquake hit the northern Philippines. Dozens more people are hurt. Now take a look at the damage to buildings and roads. The 7.0 magnitude quake hit the Abra province around 8 a.m. local time today. It was felt all the way in the capital city of Manila. One person told the Associated Press that it felt like the ground shook like a swing.
And now this morning, a man is in jail accused of barging into a home, grabbing a knife, and almost breaking into a young woman's bedroom. This happened early yesterday morning in Otay Mesa West. Police say a man was taking out the trash when the suspect entered his home, grabbed a kitchen knife. They say the suspect locked the man out and then tried to get in to his 20-year-old daughter's bedroom, but her dad yelled to lock her door. The residents are okay, and the suspect was arrested. This morning, we're learning more about a man killed in a shooting at a liquor store in the Ridgeview Webster area. We've learned the victim, 26-year-old Eric Carroll, was a new dad, you see the baby there, and a Little League coach. Police say he was shot after an argument on July 17th. A suspect was arrested and is set to appear in court August 2nd. Meantime, a GoFundMe page, as you see right there, has been created to support Carroll's daughter, and that has already raised over $10,000.
And today, the future of Friendship Park is at the center of a Border Patrol meeting. Homeland Security plans to replace 2 existing walls at the park, which have been used as a meeting place for families on both sides of the border. The new walls would extend across the park with no pedestrian gate. People against the plans held a protest outside a Border Patrol office in Chula Vista yesterday.
Why don't we build bridges to get together, to be stronger, to be more, peaceful?
Now, Border Patrol says the primary and secondary barrier is deteriorating and also cited safety for their agents. Advocates will be at today's meeting to ask the agency to stop these plans until there are discussions with both sides. And the San Diego City Council has voted to accept a controversial settlement over the 101 Ash Street property. An asbestos issue has left the building mostly empty for the past 5 years. Under the terms of the settlement, the city will take over ownership of 101 Ash Street and Civic Center Plaza for $132 million. Critics aren't happy that taxpayer funds are going toward this deal, but Mayor Todd Gloria says it was the best option.
I believe it's time that we face the hard truth. No amount of patience, nor the best attorneys in the world, can unravel this deal in a way that will absolve the city of its responsibilities or would be in the best interest of our taxpayers.
The settlement does not prevent the city from going forward with any criminal investigations related to this deal.
Now, 6 weeks after raising interest rates by 3/4 of a point, the Federal Reserve expected to hike rates again this morning by that same amount, 3/4 of a point. The move would make borrowing money more expensive, as we have already seen. Analysts say this is an attempt to cool inflation as fears of a recession loom over the nation. Dan Lieberman now with more.
The Federal Reserve is expected to raise its benchmark interest rate again today. Officials have signaled the hike will be at least 3/4 of a percentage point.
The cost of everyday food items has gone up. The cost of luxury goods has gone up. Everything has gone up.
The central bank's central goal is to curb inflation, now at its highest level in over 40 years.
The typical American household needs to spend almost $500 more a month to buy the same goods and services that they were buying a year ago. That's a lot of money.
White House economic advisor Brian Deese says the Biden administration is committed to getting soaring prices under control.
It's our view that inflation is the top economic priority that we need to be focused on as a country.
Experts say the Fed has to be careful not to trigger a recession by making it too expensive to borrow money.
It's difficult to raise rates high enough, fast enough to slow growth, to quell inflation, but not too high, not too fast to undermine economic growth and put us into a recession.
Fed Chairman Jerome Powell has acknowledged the risk, but he says out-of-control inflation poses a bigger long-term threat to the economy. Dan Lieberman, CBS News, New York.
Now, the Fed raised its key interest rate by 1/4 of a percentage point back in March, then by a 1/2 percentage point in May. So you see it broken down there. It announced a 3/4 of a percentage point hike last month. That's the biggest increase we've had in 28 years. Some experts say indicators like falling gas prices may be pointing to inflation finally slowing, which we've been seeing. In fact, today, the average gas price in San Diego, it's down to $5.65.
And this morning, unionized pharmacy workers are expected to vote on a tentative agreement which would avoid a strike. Now, workers are upset over what they call unfair staffing, scheduling, and wages at Ralph's, Vons, Albertsons, and Pavilions stores. Their union says that they reached a tentative agreement over the weekend, but it's still unclear what's in that deal. We'll keep you posted on the results of their vote. And this morning, construction begins for a project in the South Bay that's been decades in the making. Developers will break ground on the Gaylord Pacific Resort and Convention Center along the Chula Vista Bayfront. The project will also include a new park and roads. Officials say that this will have a big economic impact for the San Diego region, attracting even more visitors. And this morning, the Mega Millions jackpot is up to Mega Billion. Nobody had all 6 numbers last night, so the jackpot will grow to just over $1 billion on Friday. Now, that would make it the 4th largest jackpot in history. The largest lottery jackpot ever was in January 2016 when the Powerball reached nearly $1.6 billion. And here's a closer look at last night's Mega Millions numbers in case you may have won a smaller prize. The winning numbers are 7, 29, 60, 63, 66, and that Mega Ball number, 15.
Okay, so maybe those are the numbers, I don't know, not to try since no
Not to try.
one.
Definitely don't put those back in.
I'm always one to go with like my lucky numbers, usually 11, 22. I don't know. I just like those numbers. Pick whatever you want. Good luck to you if you're playing
All
again.
odds.
Yeah, all odds. Here's a look right now at Cardiff. How beautiful regardless of the clouds, right? Marine layer is here. We're seeing it sweep all across San Diego. But you know what? We still live in a gorgeous place. And we're very lucky. Our temperatures are going to be pretty comfortable compared to millions of people that will be under excessive heat warnings yet again, and well into the triple digits for them. This is the view from Mount Woodson, looking out towards the west, so you can definitely see the clouds are here. Our view from Mount Soledad, a little blue, 69 degrees under cloudy skies. There's a west-northwest wind, again at 5 miles an hour. So this right here all looks exactly like yesterday at this time. A little added humidity, weak onshore flow, and temperatures mid to upper 60s. So no major changes this morning, and this afternoon will be very similar too. Our visibility is fairly low in Ramona. It's down to 1/3 of a mile. So a heads up if you're driving that way. It may impact you a little bit. Want to go slow. Give yourself time. Don't rush through that fog. Hourly, though, as we look ahead through about 9-10 o'clock, we'll still have those clouds, upper 60s to low 70s. By your lunch break, though, usually the marine layer moves along, and then it leaves you with upper 70s. And that's by the coastline. If you're inland, 78 in Miramar, 82 in Poway, 86 in Ramona. It should be really nice. 81 in Palomar, 86 in Julian. These temperatures are below average by a few degrees, just a few degrees off. But hey, it's keeping us cool, especially compared to other parts of the country, as I said. So as we look at this map here, I'm noticing some backups, you know, our typical spots, Coronado, as people are heading into base right there, North Island. But then also downtown, it's starting to get busy, but I want to take you to North County. So this is in Oceanside on the 78 westbound, right there at Emerald Drive. Southbound side, the shoulder is blocked because of a crash. So the entry ramp, 78 westbound and Emerald, a heads up, you may need to go around that. That could obviously be in the way as police and, you know, rescue vehicles show up to try to clear the scene. So we'll keep you posted on when that opens up yet again. But that's the only major incident I'm noticing this morning.